Okay, welcome everyone to our third virtual event in 2020. Thank you all for joining us and for what you're in store for today is going to be quite exciting. We're going to go over two Northern Virginia clubs in the area and their relationships with each other, and then you'll also learn what it's like to have a club that has two different properties in it. So that'll be exciting. I want to thank the Student Development Committee of the National Capital Chapter of CMA who helped with this event today, as well as our Managing Director, Kate Scott. And I look forward to introducing you to all of these wonderful people. They are going to tell you all about their positions and their clubs. So I am going to direct everyone to our first speaker, Patrick King, who's going to start talking about the Army-Navy Club at Arlington. Take it away, Patrick.
Carolyn, thank you. Hello, everybody. Patrick King, as Carolyn said, I'm the General Manager and Chief Operating Officer here at Army-Navy Country Club. And looking forward to giving you a little more information about who we are and what we do. And I'll try to keep it clean. We also have Patrick Toby from Washington Golf on, and his club is actually about 3.5 miles from our Arlington location. So we spend a lot of time together and actually go way back before even either one of us being GMs here at Army, Navy, or Washington Golf. But if we want to get the slides up, we can get started. So I've been with Army Navy Country Club for, gosh, I started in 2001, but I've been general manager for about 8 years now. I took over as general manager in 2012. Graduate of East Carolina University, go Pirates. Probably don't have any Pirates on the call, but if there are, good for you. Played golf for the Pirates, did hospitality and commercial recreation as well. I've worked in hotels, restaurants, actually wanted to have my own specialty restaurant at one time and found out pretty quickly that that wasn't the career path that I wanted to ultimately be my end zone. So jumped over to the club side with American Golf Corporation, Meadowbrook Golf Group, spent a little time with KSL Fairways as well. And then one of the clubs I was the general manager at in Maryland went through an ownership change, and I was playing a little bit of golf at that time and actually had an individual say, hey, you know, you're a pretty good golfer. Have you ever played professionally? And I said, no. I said, well, we'll give you some seed money and sponsor you for a couple of years out on many tours and see if you can make it. And so I took a break from hospitality and clubs and restaurants and all that stuff and went and played golf on mini tours professionally for a couple of years. And then ultimately ended at Army Navy Country Club. I had two opportunities when I stopped playing golf. One was I could go be a general manager again at a club, but it was a smaller club, or I could be basically a clubhouse manager at the Arlington facility at a large club, and I'll give you some of the details of our club in a little bit. And instead of chasing the title, I thought that the future might be better here at Army Navy, and it turns out that it really has been, and it's been a great ride, and we've had a lot of things that we can certainly be proud of what we've done. So if we move on, so in the upper left-hand corner, you see a big old backhoe, and that's a picture of our clubhouse here at Arlington up until 2011, before it got knocked down. And we went from a 67,000 square foot clubhouse that literally didn't have hallways between function rooms. The ceilings were very low. It was old, it was outdated. We deferred maintenance for years. So the best solution was to basically tear that down and then build a new clubhouse, which is what I'm sitting in today, that opened in 2012, which is now 103,000 square feet. And it's actually in a different location than where the other clubhouse was. That clubhouse location now is a parking deck. So a lot of changes have happened since I took over as general manager 8 years ago. This is a view of our front entrance, or our members entrance. It's a bag drop area, kind of the side of the building. You can see on there a little bit of our mission statement. We were founded in 1924. We're a little bit younger, than Washington Golf, which you'll hear about a little bit later. And we have 6,500 members plus their families. So we're like a small city of about 20,000 people at Army-Navy Country Club that have two clubs. We're one membership with two clubs at two different locations. And on the next slide, you'll see a little bit of our some more of our statistics, but we are one of the largest member-owned clubs in the country, actually. And the picture that you're looking at right now is our red number 9 green at Arlington. We have 27 holes at Arlington. We have 27 holes of golf at Fairfax. And that is actually back in 1862, you would be looking at a Civil War fort, Fort Richardson. That was the last line of defense to protect DC. And some really neat history here at Army-Navy Country Club. But golf, as I mentioned, 54 holes of golf. We have 7 restaurants between the two properties, not to mention all the catering and function space that we have. We've just recently changed from tennis to racket sports because we added pickleball. Pickleball is one of the fastest growing sports actually in the country, and we added 8 pickleball courts here at Arlington, and it has gone gangbusters. But we still have 30 tennis courts, 6 indoor, 14 hard true hydro courts outdoor, a couple of courts at Fairfax, and slide coming up, you'll see some different courts, and I'll explain what those are. From the aquatic side, we have 6 pools between the two properties. We have fitness center, and obviously a lot of catering. Pictures you're looking at here, the one with the flagpole in the front is the front entrance of this building. A lot of people ask us if it's a hotel, and I wish we had rooms, but we don't. But it's basically all a la carte function space and offices. The larger picture on the left-hand side there, that is one section of our outdoor terrace. And if you look down, it overlooks that fairway that I was just talking about, which in the background, you have a great view of the Air Force Memorial and the Washington Monument. So people love having their weddings and receptions and ceremonies out on that veranda. And then the other picture there obviously is a picture of some of our tennis courts as well. Our pools, mentioned those briefly. The one in the left-hand side is a portion of our Olympic pool, which is our largest pool of all of them. It's 25 meters by 50 meters, and we do a ton of swim meets there. We have this thing called CCSDA. It's swim and dive champs, and last year we hosted 16 clubs for this huge event, and we had a couple thousand people here at one time. Obviously today we couldn't do that, but last year we were able to. The upper right-hand picture is our Rainbow City. It's not technically daycare, but members can drop their kids off for up to 3 hours, and we have staff that will watch them ages 2 to basically 12, but we really, our sweet spot with kids is 5 to 7, 5 to 8. And we have an outdoor playground as well that they can utilize. Just another amenity for our members. And a couple more, another picture of our sports camp or our Rainbow City area. And then with our fitness facility is about 5,000 square feet. The section that you're looking at here, and this was new all the way back in 2000, April of 2000. But this is just one small section of our fitness area. One of the challenges with this is fitness started out literally in a closet and then grew into this other space with the cardio, and then what you were looking at was free weights. But we didn't put in any group fitness rooms. So we actually have group fitness rooms over here at the main building, whereas our other fitness stuff is over the aquatics fitness building, which is across the parking lot. So a little different. In hindsight, we would have made it larger. On the left here, you see those are our quick start courts. These are designed specifically for kids 10 and under to learn the game of tennis. We have about 250 kids that go through camps on these courts. Not necessarily today. We still are doing clinics and camps, but there are much smaller numbers because of all the CDC guidelines with COVID. And then the picture on the front is just a quick shot of the stairs that head up to our restaurant level in our main entrance. This picture is a split picture. This is our family dining area, and those old looking chairs, those captain chairs on the right hand side, and those tables actually came from the original clubhouse. And the nostalgia of it, the members wanted to have some of the old building integrated with the new building. And so we've kept those, but quite honestly, I'm pushing for a little bit of an upgrade and a change in that area with the clubhouse. And then some of our outdoor dining is on the left. Here we have in the upper left-hand corner is our formal dining, known as the sunroom. A lot of the names of these rooms transferred from the old building to the new building. And again, the chandeliers in there are from the old building. The chairs are from the old building. And if you can see those blue glasses were from the old building as well. So take that what it's worth. We have an adult dining area, so you have to be 18 or older, and that's the picture in the bottom right-hand side there. A couple pictures of some catering rooms and areas, just to show you kind of some of our setups. We have our main ballroom can be divided into thirds. We can do 300 for a seated meal, and we've had as many as 600 people in the main ballroom for a Vienna Boys Choir Christmas and holiday festivity. That was very comfortable if you like sitting really, really close to your neighbors. These are just a couple other setups as far as banquets. These are our smaller banquet rooms: Fort Richardson room, which is named after the Civil War fort, and then the Williamsburg room, which they're basically the exact same layouts.
Patrick, can I interrupt you for a second?
Sure.
We have a question come in of interest on how many seats each of your dining rooms can hold. How many people?
Okay, I'll talk specifically to Arlington, and then when we turn it over to Mike, he can talk about that at Fairfax. For the a la carte dining, I'm assuming, Carolyn?
Yes.
Okay. With our members dining area, we have 138 seats indoors and another 44 outdoor. The formal dining is about 50 with 20 outdoor, and the 1924, which is the adult area, is 48. And then we have some outdoor seating there as well. It's about a dozen spots. We have recently renovated our snack bar area, which is Stars and Stripes, and added a bar and additional seating in that area. That's about 34 seats, but we have 65 to 70 seats outdoors. And with our membership, I think very similar to other clubs, the membership loves the outdoor dining options. So we invested some money in that, and it's hard to believe that we've already made a number of changes to what is seemed a relatively new clubhouse and campus.
I'm sure you're appreciative of the outdoor dining right now in the.
You have no idea. Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. And I've talked a little bit about the golf, and that's a quick shot of one of our practice facilities in the lower right-hand side as well. Some of the awards we have, I'm not going to go through all of them. One of the requirements, though, for this new clubhouse with Arlington County was we had to be LEED certified. And so as much as I wanted us to end up at LEED Gold, we ended up at LEED Silver, which is still better than what the county wanted us. And we are the only clubhouse in the Mid-Atlantic that is LEED Silver certified. So that's nice. We've won a number of tennis awards, and we were just recently named Best of Virginia for something, but I don't know how much I believe in all those accolades. But these are pretty special, and being a Platinum Club of America is something that both the employees and the membership get behind and like to be a part of that program. Now I have the opportunity, and I'll be on for a little while if there are other questions that come in, but to introduce you to none other than Michael Palomara, CCM, and just so you know, we all call him Boom Boom. If he wants to tell you the fun fact behind Boom Boom, he's welcome to, but I'll hold back on that in case he gives some fun facts about me beforehand. But anyway, Michael, it's all yours.
Thank you, Mr. King. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you for taking time to join us today and learn a little bit about these clubs in Northern Virginia. So I oversee the Fairfax Clubhouse, and I've been here since 2004. So I was educated, college degree from FSU, that's right, Frostburg State University, home of the Fighting Bobcats. Actually, it's just the Bobcats. I say fighting because it sounds a little better. But some work experience. Worked at Manor Country Club, started there in '88 and worked there till about 2004 or '94 when I took a job in Houston, Texas, to be a food and beverage coordinator at Pine Forest Country Club. So typical story, I packed up everything I owned in a two-door Escort and drove out to Houston and was there for 10 years, a wife, 2 kids later. We came back to Northern Virginia where her family is and my family's in Rockville. So we made a home in Northern Virginia because I want to be married and she chose that. So we've been in Northern Virginia. It's been enjoyable. It's been nice working with Patrick. Like he said, he didn't start out as the GM here, so it's been nice as he's elevated, been able to move up, that I've kept the same boss. So that's pretty special. It's nice. It's nice to be part of a club too that's this size. They're 12 miles apart, both clubs, so it can be the longest 12 miles in North America. But I never feel like I'm alone out here because of the support I have from the Arlington Club. So I ended up in this role because I applied for a food and beverage manager's job at the Arlington Club. And during the process, maybe it was just my interviewing skills, I got promoted to be the manager out here at the Fairfax Club. And I have not looked back or regretted that decision one bit since. Maybe Patrick has, but I have not.
No, we love you, Boom Boom.
There you go. So the Fairfax Clubhouse, Patrick told you a little bit about that. So we have, they acquired this property in 1959. In fact, the property was originally purchased by a greenskeeper from the Arlington Clubhouse that put together some money, bought this property out here, and he was going to sell it to the Arlington members, but they didn't want to pay $800,000 for it. So he turned around and sold it to some developers for $860,000. And then a couple of years later, Army Navy Country Club ended up buying it from the developers for just over $1 million. So that's how we ended up with this Fairfax property here. So we have 27 holes of golf here at Fairfax. This is some of the information Patrick went through, but this is the back of the clubhouse. But we have 27 holes of golf here. We have a Z-shaped pool. We also have a wading pool for the children. We have 2 tennis courts and dining. So the clubhouse is just over 30,000 square feet, about 35,000 square feet. This is the view from the practice green looking up to the back of the clubhouse. You can see we have a lower deck there, patio area, and then an upper patio for outside dining. I'll go through that a little bit more with you later. But the thing about this building, it was built this way so they could add on to it if they choose to do that. So they can enclose this, expand this all out here, and then build and enclose the upper part of that patio if they choose to as well. So one of the interesting things is we have 27 different, well, we did probably before COVID, but we had 27 different countries represented through our staff, which I think is pretty diverse, and it says a lot about the club. I don't know if Patrick mentioned, but we have, in season pre-COVID, about 600 employees. What we offer at Fairfax are golf, dining, clubhouse, tennis, and aquatics. This is a shot on the left. If we're standing up on the patio, looking back, that's white 1 there. And that little building is our starter shack. And then on the right is what we call the Eagle Room. It's one of our smaller banquet rooms. It's the smallest one we have. But we can seat up to 20 in that room if we split that table into 2. We can take it out and reconfigure, maybe get 24 small rounds. That's one of the banquet rooms. This is a look at our mixed grill. It's kind of got a lodge feeling to it. Maybe the fireplace helps with that. You can see we have a large bar in the corner of the dining room. So this is our mixed grill, casual dining, which is open for lunch and dinner. And then on weekends, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And there's doors leading out to the patio, which you'll see here in a minute. So this is out on our patio. So the patio can seat, I can seat about 150 people on there because we do it for golf tournaments if we reconfigure it. Otherwise, it's normally set for about 80 people, and the restaurant is set for the same. They offer the same menu and they're open the same hours, weather permitting. This is a look from standing in a mixed grill looking to the front entrance. That's the Eagle Room. That's the small room I showed you behind those doors there. But this would be our upper lobby. We call this the Presidential Landing. The pictures there are all presidents and sports. This is where we typically set up our buffets because it's close to the kitchen and it's easily accessible. This is a look at our larger banquet room, which is our, we call it the Terrace Grill, and that can seat up to 80 people. And then it's got a balcony attached to it on the left there that's covered, and it works out to expand that space a little bit, or you can use it for pre-function drinks or something. Why do we stand out? Ooh, our staff understands the difference between service and hospitality. The fact that we have 2 campuses. We do a lot of stuff with one another as far as challenging the employees and stuff. We get together with the Marine Corps Marathon. We'll do some fitness challenges together. In fact, we're in the middle of one now. We do a health fair for the staff. Go to Caps and Nats games. Well, again, pre-COVID. And then King's Dominion, we used to take the staff to King's Dominion every year, and that's something I think the staff will be looking forward to getting back to. And then a big hit with the staff is always our holiday party, which is one festive time. Oh, and I went through mine like that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michael. There was one question that came in. They wanted you to talk a little bit about the membership of the club and the makeup that you have being associated with the military.
You want to take that, Mr. King, or you want me to take? Well, first of all, we share members. So once you join Army Navy Country Club, you have usage at either facility. And you don't have to be in the military. We have civilian members. It was a predominantly military-based membership, but we're seeing a little bit of I think, growth with the civilian aspect of that. And Patrick can probably speak a little bit more about it. He's a little more engaged with it.
Yeah, I think that the biggest misnomer is that people think that we're run by the government, and we're not run by the government. We are a full service, member owned private club, and the members are the owners. And as Michael said, we're one club with 2 locations. But we were founded on a military heritage, and quite honestly, it was members from the Army Navy Club in DC wanted a recreational facility, and that's kind of what started the whole thing of looking for a spot to have a golf course. And the Arlington property actually used to be old polo grounds way back in the early 1900s. So that's a little more in depth about where we are. But yeah, a lot of people think we're owned by the government and that you have to be military or government to join. And we're actually almost at a cap for civilian members.
Great, thank you. We have another question that came in about locations. How does a member decide which location they use? Do you find that certain members that live in Fairfax just go to Fairfax and those in Arlington go to Arlington? Or how do you feel like your members decide which location to go to and when?
I think that's spot on. I mean, it's typically you join a club if you're within 7 miles of the club, and the people that live closer to Arlington or work closer to Arlington utilize Arlington, and then those who live out in the Fairfax area or city of Fairfax utilize Fairfax primarily. But we have a lot of members, and Mike can attest to this, that use both properties and love it. Weekends out at Fairfax are crazy because traffic's easier to get out there, so they want to utilize the Fairfax facilities and golf courses.
Awesome, perfect, thank you. Thank you both, Patrick and Michael, for showing us around Army Navy Club and the 2 locations. That was a fabulous presentation. We are now going to head relatively down the street, about 5 minutes from Army Navy Arlington and roughly 11 miles from Army Navy Fairfax, to Washington Golf and Country Club, overseen by Patrick Toby, and he's going to present on his club. Patrick?
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Hopefully, can you see that, or am I already destroyed you? You can see that, correct?
Yes.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for having me today. I really do appreciate it. A little bit about Michael and Patrick and I's relationship. At any point in time, we always can pick up the phone and call each other. We often do. Being the clubs in Arlington, we really have very much a shared relationship with the county, where Mr. King and myself, I'm the other Patrick. He likes to just be the regular Patrick. I'm just a little guy up the street, just not a little small club. But at any point in time, we could always sit and talk, or drive down, or what have you. And King and I have been friends for a really long time, so it makes it a lot easier. That just goes to say with every other manager in the area too, we really do have a special relationship where we're on several different strings with a lot of different managers from a lot of different places. So if you have any questions at any point in time, it's always easy to pick up the phone. to call any one of the other clubs to get anything, questions answered, or what are you doing here, or what are you doing there. It really is kind of nice. Okay. How did I end up in my current role? Well, I was born and raised in lovely Bayonne, New Jersey. I know, everybody, it is the hub of America. Bayonne Golf Club, believe it or not, is on one of the top 100 of the list. I used to go fishing there as a kid. There was no golf club, there were no greens. It was a bunch of sand dunes right outside New York City. So once I got out of Bayonne, thank God I did, I went to Johnson & Wales University. Hopefully anybody from J&W on the call today, that would be great. I was there when we were the Griffins. I went there in '87, graduated in '91, culinary associates and food service hospitality in '91. So as Margot liked to tell me that she was born 2 years later and that I was a very old person. So Johnson & Wales is very near and dear to my heart, really like and still talk to a lot of friends that I had there. Two guys are actually, another guy down in Florida is the GM of a club down there as well. So it is a great connection. So I enjoyed the university. I had a lot of fun there. I'm a certified executive chef. I'm a certified club manager and certified chief executive. So got lots of letters after my name, which means I can take a test from time to time. I was a chef for years. I used to call this boat my home for about a year. So it was a 163-foot yacht called Michaela Rose. I worked for the Wyndham Corporation, and the owners of the Wyndham Corporation called me one day and said, how would you like to be a chef on a yacht? Being from lovely downtown Bayonne, I knew nothing about yachts. I knew that it was the lifestyles of the rich and famous. Had a great time. I joined him in Southampton, England. I went for about 16 different countries, wound up back in the United States, and it was a lot of fun. Weird not to drive a car for a year. That was kind of strange, but you'd wake up in a different country all the time, so it was a lot of fun. I can tell you that we hit a lot of fun seas and crossed the Atlantic in that thing, so it was kind of wild. So I was a chef for years, got into a club, Belhaven Country Club, and I worked my way up. Honestly, it's pretty simple how I got to where I am. Started the Belhaven Country Club, went to the Polo Club in Boca Raton, Florida, if anybody ever knows of that club. Interesting, call me about that. I'd love to tell you about it, but I won't say anything here. Went to Forsyth Country Club, which was probably one of the nicest people, nicest membership. Really, really enjoyed them. Worked for a great GM out there, had a lot of fun. Really, really was able to do some fun stuff. I was there for a little bit and then had a chance to come back to the DC area where I met my wife, had my children, and came back to DC. I want to say I moved here 5 different times. So there must be something about the area that I've moved here. So really at 4 different clubs, I enjoyed them all. They were all very, very different. Washington Golf and Country Club is a lot of fun. I can tell you that the big thing that I think that we sell in all of our clubs is an experience, but most of all, a lot you're going to see later, that we try to have a lot of fun here. If we have fun, then we figure that the membership will as well. So since being here, been here about 13 years. I've been working on large capital projects since I've been joining, a little over $50 million of what we've been doing. That's a drop in the bucket to what Pat King spent on the Army Navy property. It was like, 136 million at least. I always thought clubs were great. I always wanted to come to them because I felt that my transient population in hotels, you never really can get to know them. And in clubs, you got to know them really well. That's a double-edged sword within the club industry because the person that you absolutely love is coming back tomorrow. You're going to see him again tomorrow. The person who absolutely does not like you at all will also be back tomorrow. So that is a little bit of a double-edged sword, but it is a lot of fun. To be able to try to turn that person and you see him from one point to the other. Really, the pay was much better in clubs. For all the interns out there, clubs pay better, without a doubt. Hotels you're going to be able to travel with them and you're going to be able to go to a lot of different places, but clubs are a place that you really can settle into. It's a good environment. Quality was really my driver. I had a lot of fun with doing what I do at clubs and knowing I can do a lot better. Coming from the chef side, I always went in and said, if I can't run a 42% food cost, you should fire me. And then I learned about all the stuff that they give away and said, oh my God. But it was very interesting coming from the hotel side because you got to know your paperwork really well. And then come into clubs, and you can utilize that pretty simply. Enough about me. Let's talk about the club a little bit. Start out with our history. Mr. King led us on that we're a little old. So we started about 1892. We started in Roslyn, which is a little bit further, kind of in between Army, Navy, and I. We were incorporated in 1894 on land from the Hoover family. Should be the 9th oldest country club in America. On the bottom left-hand side, you're going to see the original 9 holes that we had in Roslyn. That is actually a copy of what they looked like. And it was funny, you know, the road to Washington and clubhouse, and they even called the holes different names. And one is the Wood Hole, which is actually named for one of our bars up here. The picture that you see is the clubhouse from 1894. It was a nice little small place over in Arlington. If anybody's ever here, it's I want to say it's Columbia Gardens is where it kind of occupies now. Taking us from 1907, we moved over to the Arlington, North Arlington, for our present day site. Donald Ross.
Nice swing, Toby.
Oh, that's sweet, right? That's in my younger days, Pat. In 1909, Donald Ross gave the club 3 different options. They said, would you like us to build the course, stake the course, draw the course? We picked the middle. We said, let's stake the course. So Ross staked out our course on our original land. So then in 1919, we bought another tract of land called the Grunwald tract, which is our hole 4 through 8, now 4 through 9. So William Flynn redesigned the course with the new land, incorporating the original 18 with the other new tract of land, which was affectionately called the Flynn Loop, prior to 2018, when we blew up the place. We had Tom Doak redesigned our course. We had so after 100 years, we decided to mess with everything and redesign the entire thing. So give you an idea of what our YouTube camera looked like. That is building of 18. It's very small, but that was really cool to look at and see what Doak actually does. I was fortunate enough to see Arthur Hills build Bellhaven. I was fortunate enough to see reconstruction down at Forsyth, and then fortunate enough to see reconstruction here at Washington Golf. It was a lot different. Clubhouses, we've had a few. So in 1894, you see what that looked like. Then there's one in 1908. That one promptly burned down. Then we had another one in 1937. There's the fire. That was built in a year later after that. That one burnt down. We had another one in 1957. I got a lot of fire insurance, if you could believe that. And then in 2005, this is what we look like now. It is very interesting of where we came from to what we are now. Another couple of historical facts about Washington Golf. We celebrated our 125th year last year, so I'm 126 years old. Go ahead, Mr. King. I know you're going to say something about that. We've had 5 U.S. presidents, 23 Supreme Court justices that have been members. Glebe Road actually splits us down the middle. I have tennis and fitness on one side of the street with accounting, and then I have the golf course and clubhouse and pool on this side of the property. And what connects us is a tunnel that is built under Glebe Road, which was kind of a swap between us and the county in 1963. It's actually built crooked. So if you ever come in here, not many people know about it. The first time I got here, I says, how the heck do I get from across the street to another? Well, it's a tunnel. Since I've been here, we have built everything except our pool house and accounting office, really since 2005. And we're talking about a new clubhouse here in the next 10 years in our strategic planning. Fun fact, because nothing says fun fact like Washington Golf, that the board approved that men can play golf without shirts between number 2 and number 16 green. They really did this way back when. I thought it was very interesting, thought it was a lie until I saw a whole bunch of pictures. Yep, you got it. We did it. Washington Golf by the numbers. What are we? Well, we got 10 outdoor courts, 5 indoor courts. We got accounting/HR offices, which we call the Babcock House, built in 1929. We have 18 holes of golf for the golf shop, practice facilities, and a new range. I'll show you that later. Pool, we have 2 1-meter boards, 1 3-meter board, 8-lane full Colorado time system. We have a fitness facility with 4 studios, training, spin, mind, body, and group. We put in a barbershop about 2 years ago. We have men's and ladies locker rooms. We got about 60,000 square foot clubhouse. We have men, ladies, girls. We have about 9 F&B outlets if you count them all together. We do about 5 million plus annually. It depends on the new turn, and you'll see that in a little while. We flex to about 350 staff in peak season. We have 1,450 members with a 4-year wait list. So we're kind of busy all the time. We just keep going. Clubhouse today. Well, we're kind of the mullet. We got the business up front. We got the party in the back. That is us. We kind of look for like a funeral home from front. If you pass us, you're going to miss us. You're not going to know what we are because there's a little sign on the wall, and most people do think we're a funeral. A lot of times they come in the front door and they come to a party and ask us, you know, they're coming to see the Lions Club or what have you, and it's actually Army Navy they're looking for, so we have to send them down the road. So that's a lot of fun. Let's take a look at a couple other facilities. We've got tennis facility, like I said, 10 outdoor courts, 5 indoor. That's how you get from the top to the bottom in our facility. We used to have shrubs on our golf course, which we've had since 1983. We've taken them out in the reconstruction, so we kind of rebuilt it over in tennis. Nobody really kind of saw the humor in that, but we have. In the clubhouse, the main floor is banquets, facilities, offices, anything from lobby areas to bars to formal dining. And really it ends up when the upstairs spaces are all banquet facilities and 1894 are formal dining. But really the biggest thing is we're downstairs. So this is the rocking chairs that are downstairs. That's overlooking 18. So we kind of have this fishbowl effect where any major tournaments that we do, everybody's coming up and you can hear people on the veranda betting on you, believe it or not. But the rocking chairs are really big. That is the old course. Lower level, we have the grill bar, tap room, which is the 18 and above, 21 and above, which is nice and small and cozy. Then we have 88 rocking chairs that we affectionately call our little money makers because you have to sit in a rocking chair while your table gets ready. So where we can serve you cocktails as much as you desire. The best thing about new membership, I always tell them, is that if you come here on about 4 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, sit in a rocking chair and just wait, you're going to get to know a lot of people by 10 o'clock that night. And it's just the type of membership that we have. They're very congenial. They're very cordial. They love to come out and talk. They hold that in really high regard for staff and their membership. It's a lot of fun. Upstairs, we do lots of banquets, anything from weddings to funerals to what have you. Private events is our Wilson room. 1894 is our formal dining room. We have outside verandas, ballrooms. We can go up to about 300, but it's kind of chopped up a little bit, so you have to do it in a couple different areas. We do a pretty good business in banquets, and we are able to use as much space as we humanly possibly can. Most of the stuff that we say the answer is yes, what's the question? And we try to figure out how to do what they want us to do. Over on the other side of the street, fitness center. I only got a couple. There's a torture machine right there. Coffee bar. We do yoga on this side of the street as well, as our spin studio is across the street. They really have done a great job when we did the fitness center. We used to average about 91 people per day. Now we average about 200. In the time of COVID, I'm about 70. So we really are slowly getting back up. It went from 40 to 50 to 60 to 70. So now that's really good. We're happy to be back up and running on that. But the fitness center is unbelievably good. We have men's and ladies locker rooms over there, in addition to steam rooms and massage rooms and those areas as well. Golf shop, you can see it. It's adjacent to the clubhouse. It's a separate entity that was rebuilt in 2010. So we have an inside area where the pro shop is, and then we have a hitting room inside there with different technology that you can use before you go hit balls. Unfortunately for us, we are very land deprived, so you have to drive about a half a mile down the road to get to our new range facility. And really, so if you just want to come up and hit and you're on the tee in a couple of minutes, just go into the hitting room, hit for a couple minutes, and then you can get right out. Pool, we do have a children's pool and 8 lanes, like I said before, snack bar, and diving well. We have a very large contingent, about 259 kids on swim and dive. We're very type A. We like our swimmer and divers, and like Pat said, the CCSDA championship, that is just a very large event that you would hold on to. Hopefully we don't have to do it for another couple of years, but I'm sure we're going to get roped into it. The Turn, which is our new range facility, is brand new. This is our new baby. We got indoor, outdoor putting, 18 bays of Pro Tracer, 2 indoor bays of HD Golf, 60-seat restaurant, and 2 teaching bays, actually, of TrackMan technology. So this is something pretty different for us that we wanted to make a separate destination place where you can go down there, you can have something to eat, you can have something to drink, you can play golf. Say you didn't want to spend 5 hours on the course, you can go down there and play around in one of the simulators for an hour, hour and a half. But again, with the overhang, we have several different tables that are undercover. And then we have a fire pit area down there. That it was weird because we opened up in November and then we had really good revenue and we kind of were learning how everybody would use it. And then COVID hit. So really, we don't know how this can play out as a normal year. So it has been really good for us. We're really excited about it. It's really cool to play with all the toys that we have down there as well. The pros have a fantastic time, and the junior program that we're doing now in small groups is really doing well. Greens, I'll only show you a couple because that was the golf course. We had the cathedral in the background. This is before we blew it up, so we figured, hey, why not? Let's throw a party. So 2018, we threw a big party. We had, you can see that nice dead grass out there. We threw a party on 18, had 3 bands. We were putting people in sand traps and tiki torches. One last thing, we had to have a slip and slide, had to. So we did a slip and slide. We had a mechanical bull. We had food trucks. We had beer trucks. We had all this other fun stuff. It was just something different. And then this is what you're looking at today. This is the new 18 as you come up 18 fairway into the back of the clubhouse. A little bit of what makes Washington Golf different, rocking chairs. Say it to everybody. This is one of the big things that really makes us different. People come out there, that's where they convene and that's where they talk. It really is an interesting place. Anytime there is another club that comes into Washington Golf and they say, well, what makes you big and different? Rocking chair. Second big thing is really staff. We have, like I said, 350 people, staff that run the club. We have a really good time. We try to make sure that we treat each other really well. We treat the membership really well. But I never forget that these are the guys that do the work every day. And last of all, we do have fun. You're going to see a couple of different pictures of all of our different staff. Jordan, who's on the call, I'm sure loves that picture of him right in front. But, you know, we really do try to have the best time we possibly can. And then that really makes up the club with us in the membership. Coming into the club for our 126th year, it is really a lot of fun to be a part of. And that's pretty much what makes us, us. There you have it.
Thank you so much, Patrick. That was awesome. Great insight to what Washington Golf brings. We're going to welcome any and all questions at this point. Please feel free to add your questions to the question and answer or chat boxes, and I will get them to our panelists. While we're waiting on questions, I wanted to let you know that I would be happy to give introductions to anybody that would like them to these wonderful 3 gentlemen that you've heard today. Feel free to email me at carolyn@cosmosclub.org, and I will be happy to pass your information on and make that introduction. That's CAROLYN, see it on the screen, at cosmosclub.org. All right, we had a question. Oh, we had a well done. Good job, gentlemen.
Hey, Carolyn.
Yes.
Just want to make a little comment. You see Mike's office and my office, but if you look at Mr. Toby's, his is I mean, it's
Palatial.
like 6,000 square feet.
Yeah. They want me
That's
in
why
all
he
meetings.
wears the tie.
So some might ask why the committee decided to put the 3 of these gentlemen together, and this is why. They have a great friendship, lots of fun, and I hope you got to see that today.
I'm just trying to get by living in the shadow of Army Navy. That's all I'm trying to do.
The rocking chairs, did you steal that from Cracker Barrel?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
You're going to put a little gift shop in the front door too?
We sell them. Absolutely.
Nice. Well, in the meantime, I will thank all the students and local managers that joined us for these 3 virtual tours that we've taken over the course of the summer. It's been a lot of fun to put them together. As your Student Development Committee Chair, it's really exciting to get students involved and students from all over the nation, as opposed to just our local chapters we've done in past years. So that's been really great. We hope to continue this series into the fall. So please look out for other programming. These are just 2 wonderful clubs that we have in the Northern Virginia area, but we have more city clubs that we haven't gotten to yet, as well as Virginia clubs that we would love to bring into this series. So we will have those. We touched a little bit on what's going on in COVID, and we obviously want to be respectful of those that are being impacted by it and not completely ignore it. And so I thought maybe, since I haven't seen too many questions come in, a lot of thank yous, does anybody want to just give us a brief description of what your club has done to cope in these times that are a little bit different for all of us right now, and what you're most proud of that you've done during this challenging time?
Well, I guess a couple of things. And first, Carolyn, thank you. You've done a great job with these. I think the students have really enjoyed it. And a shout out to you students, because I know you're getting ready to go back to school or trying to figure out if you're going back to school. So we understand and get that these times are tough for you as well. So thanks for tuning in. But yeah, COVID has made things very different. You know, you saw some of the pictures in both all the presentations, and we just don't have large gatherings of things, and from trying to accommodate as many members as we can in a safe and effective way. And we require masks in our clubhouses, and we have sanitizing stations all over the place. We bought these cool sanitizer guns that you go through and you can disinfect the certain areas, which we use in fitness and in the locker rooms. But it's tough, and all the restaurants tables are 10 feet apart, and there's a heck of a lot less seating. And I don't know about you, Mr. Toby, but our members tend to still want to eat outside versus eat inside.
Yes. Carolyn,
So
we've done.
It's different, but if there's any lesson to this, all of us on this call have to learn to be flexible and be able to pivot when we can and when we need to, and be innovative. And Patrick said it best when he said, you know, it takes all of us, and we have a great team here at Army-Navy Country Club too, and we wouldn't be as successful as we are without the efforts of all of them.
We've done absolutely nothing. We've just said the
I'm
heck
shocked.
with it. We don't even believe this is going on. Absolutely. Now, in all seriousness, we've pivoted every chance we could. Everything from trying to take care of the employees to, you know, to-go programs have just been off the charts and gotten us through. And now we're just opening slow and steady, and because you have people on both sides, people that are terrified and people that don't think anything is happening. So we're trying to run that gamut of every single person in between, from meetings on Zoom to in person to board dinners. It's, you know, every month we're just learning.
Yeah, we have, and Carolyn, you mentioned this before, but we have a very tight knit of Northern Virginia and actually DC metro area of clubs, and the amount of emails that go back and forth now as far as what are you doing for COVID? Are you opening your locker rooms? Are you doing this? Are you allowing people to touch the pins? And are you putting scorecards back on the carts, and all these things that you never even thought of before? It's amazing, but it's great to have this bond as the National Capital Chapter. Really, it helps all of us.
Absolutely, I definitely agree. And all this group has sat on the board and been very active and given back to CMA as well. And so that's greatly appreciated by all of the faces here on the panel today. And so that's a great way. If you are not a part of CMA and have gotten this link through myself or any of our other committee members, we encourage you to join, and hopefully we'll see many of you in the area at some point in your futures, but we do wish you the very best. Looks like we have another question. Do you think that members see the club as a safe haven? Has COVID helped to increase member value? That's a great question.
I was talking to Andrew about this the other day, Andrew Welch, who's my counterpart at the Arlington facility, that I think in the winter months, this may be a safe haven for the members because we've been into COVID for 6 months or so, and people start venturing out, I think, a little bit more. But getting out, they may be more comfortable coming to the club than they would be going to restaurants, and that's going to be a challenge for us. And it's a hope that they do come to us because, like Patrick and both Patricks mentioned, a lot of the members are going outside right now, and that's not going to be an option in the winter months when it's cooler out. So we're hoping that they do want to come here. We're hoping that we do give them that safe feeling to be able to come into the place and bring their families with them.
No,
Carolyn, all the Washington Golf members come over here because they feel it's safer.
Uh-oh.
And I send every one of them. Absolutely.
Who's that one guy you kept sending?
I have a question for you guys. So Virginia golf never shut down. So have you seen a significant uptick in rounds of golf since COVID started, since there's basically nothing else to do?
Yeah, I can tell you for
Our
us,
neighbors have too.
I didn't have a golf course for 22 months, so they were starving for it. So as soon as we opened, we've been sold out every day ever since. But the safe haven question was interesting. In 2000, what was it, 9/11, that one was where I felt it was much more of a safe haven. Members really flocked to the club at that point. In this one, I didn't feel the same. I think people were more, a lot of the members were in that danger zone where they were staying away from everybody. But then you have a couple of folks on the periphery that don't believe it exists. So it's been really slow to come back. And any chance I can, I will send them all to the Army Navy without a doubt. I have no problems with that whatsoever. So we're equal opportunity people that will send our favorite members to each other.
I better go get some rocking chairs.
Yeah.
They'll just complain.
A few good ones, Mr. Toby. Rounds of golf are up about 35% for Army Navy. I mean, we have Saturdays and Sundays between the two properties that we have over 700, almost 750 rounds of golf. So it's crazy, actually.
And likewise with fitness, now that you're allowed to have members in your fitness facilities again, obviously you're working against like the max occupancies due to COVID regulations, but are you filling up those occupancies or is it slower to fill than golf?
I think we're similar. Yeah. Go ahead, Mr. Toby.
We sell out at 20 per hour, and we've only sold out in one particular hour, so from 7 till 7 at night. And it's coming back, but not yet. Folks are still staying away. We're doing outside classes, and those are doing well. We also pivoted to a lot of Instagram classes, so those are doing well. But the traditional coming into the gym, still slow for us.
Yeah, we're very similar. We were doing reservations by the hour, and here recently we lifted it, and actually have a few more. But like you, we're doing about 60 a day, which is about a third of where we were. But a lot of people are still doing the Zoom and YouTube classes that we provide. So yeah, they're getting their exercise just in a different way.
I know in times like these, a lot of us who normally take interns for the summer weren't able to. And so hopefully next summer, we will have more opportunities in our chapter. And I encourage you all to reach out to me closer to next year if you're still going to be looking for internships, still be in school. But gentlemen, can you talk a little bit about what opportunities, generally speaking, you would have offered if it wasn't if COVID didn't happen this year? I know there's some interest for maybe next year or the following year.
Long hours, low pay.
I'm in.
And you have to work with Michael for a little bit.
That's the bonus. Now we've had an intern here the last few years at Fairfax, and typically it's somebody that comes in. They're going to typically work 40 hours a week, hands-on experience in learning all different aspects of the operation, food and beverage operation, particularly. And yes, they will be working with me closely. They'll also work with the food and beverage manager, Gerardo, and some of the staff. And our staff is pretty good at taking new people and helping to develop the new people that come onto the team. So absolutely, we hope next year that we can continue and have another intern with us, and that would be great.
I typically do one per year, possibly 2 or 3 if I can get them. But I haven't been very successful in getting any interns the last couple of years. And we run them through a gamut of stuff. We try to get them in every single department, then have some time with me as well.
Is there any consideration for an online internship? Anything virtual at the moment in any of your clubs?
Not with us yet.
Not there yet.
I think our jobs are really hands-on. I mean, ever since the COVID hit, I still came to work every day. I think our jobs are here. I tried to work from home one day. I hated it. So I just couldn't handle it. So I had to come in. But I really think that's kind of, I don't think we can do our jobs from home.
Yeah, what's this teleworking thing that everybody's talking about?
I know, love it.
I want some of that.
Yeah.
None of our wives will let us telework. That's the truth.
No, my wife would get me another job. Yeah.
Well, why don't we finish up with this question? It looks like we've covered every question on here, but if there is one piece of advice that you could share to our newer managers or our students on the call, can you give us one piece of advice each that we can leave on a positive note for our future?
I'll go first. Be a sponge. Soak up everything you can. Learn every aspect of every place you work. It'll make you a better qualified candidate for a future job, and it'll help strengthen you as an individual. So be a sponge.
Mr. Toby, words of wisdom?
Don't worry about money at first. Money will come. Do make sure you have that, build that resume, build the your personal work ethic, and that'll actually get what you need in the end.
Yeah, and I'd echo both of those, and also don't necessarily worry about what the job title is. I mentioned when I first started with the introduction that I had a chance to go back to being a general manager, but I chose to be a clubhouse manager because of the fit and the opportunity. So I think it's important to learn as much as you can. We are very much an experience type industry, and every day is different and brings on new challenges. So the more you can learn, the better you'll be. And I see Michael Keith just took one of my lines, but it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, gentlemen. This has been informative and fun at the same time. I appreciate all your jokes and your information on your club. I hope that all of our students did enjoy. I'm sure that they did. And we look forward to hopefully bringing you more programming here in the fall. Please reach out to me if I can do anything for you tomorrow or in years to come. I know that if I don't have the answer, I can point you to somebody that does, or certainly one of these gentlemen would be happy to take questions or help you as well. NCCMA is great at developing relationships, networking. It is key. That's what I would say in terms of advice, is to definitely get involved in whatever organization you end up after your career, or when you get into your career, and really network with the people that can support you. We're lucky in clubs that we are all friends and colleagues and not just competitors. So it is a joy, an industry of a lot of fun. So until next time, have a wonderful rest of your day, and good luck to all of you heading back to school in whatever form that might be. Have a great
Carolyn,
day.
Kate, Michael, and Patrick #2, great working with you.
Carolyn, Kate, thank you. Everybody else, good luck. Patrick.
I never liked you, King.
I'll meet you gentlemen at the bar.
Put bread in my jar. All right.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.